Hiya, campers. Welcome back. Scott Nice keep me on the straight and narrow up here in the booth. Tori Styles getting ready for some hot laps as we've got a breezy, chilly, cloudy day. Track is cool, not necessarily cold, and it is green after some heavy rains during the week. Interesting challenge as we're going to have another monster day, 35 of the junior fast carts they're telling us, at least on hand. And it's going to be a busy little night here. For what some said, oh no, nothing going on Speedrome. I guess again, my little buckaroo. Got the junior and senior fast cars rolling out and Fords on the oval. And of course, all this leading into tomorrow's spring shootout event. All kinds of racing on the 8 and oval as well. Basically, almost a full card of racing here, almost every division we got. As Miss Kylie Gully goes through on her number 12 machine, getting things warmed up here on the junior fast kart division.
Yeah, welcome everyone on our YouTube page. We're free preview here tonight. And just been told that tomorrow's free YouTube preview will not only include practice, but it will also include single car qualifications for the spring shootout. So tune in tomorrow during that, as we suggest mainly to get the Speedrome TV so you can watch it all from home.
So busy one on that one. Bentley Applegate's going to be out there, number 13. Already a couple of speedsters out there hitting it. Let's see. Homegrown hero Colton Swinford out there in the backstretch on the 44 machine. Also going to have number 69 returning. That is going to be Levi McDonough. That's Snake. A couple of guys coming off of some couple of runs on both of them. Levi McDonough finally breaking in that cart. 47 ride of Walker McDonough. Walker Hargraves, thank you. Boy.
It's early.
Yeah, I know it. 62 machine, Brian Ross. So far, it's a little lady fastest. Kylie Gully, 16.145. Got them all beat by about 0.6 of a second. As a little wild ride there for Snake McDonough in the 69 up in the turn 4 concrete. Missed the contact, so he keeps on rolling. And I think I got it. Oh, Aubrey Freeze out there in the 90. I missed the Ice Queen out there. And there she is on the front stretch right there.
New quick car there so far, Tori. It's Bentley Applegate goes to the top.
Bentley, my little baseball player, out there rocking it. I understand his dad due out in the Fords here soon. He's got trying to get back into the Ford game.
Yeah, I may have seen him on the entry list for tonight. Actually, I know he finished top 5 in points a couple years back, but it's been kind of concentrating on Bentley running. And, yeah, he signed in for tonight.
I didn't make down to his end of the pits on the stroll through. I had to work the full shift again today. Dad read it. We're not all like you and independently wealthy, Scott, and able to come in when we feel like it.
Of course, I live here, so,
That's true. We have set you up the cot in the back room.
Yeah. First wave there out of juniors, as Tori mentioned, 35-plus carts joining us here on Friday. So we're going to break them down in 7, 8, 9 cars a wave and go from there.
Busy night on those. Also going to have the adult fast carts and the Fords here tonight. So
doubleheader weekend for the Outdoorsman Sports Shop Fords. Got 40-lap oval tonight, and then tomorrow they're on the figure 8 with a 40-lap race. So kind of pick your poison for the Fords and get a chance to work both disciplines this weekend and concentrate on practice, for each one on Friday and Saturday.
I'm curious, got a couple of the out-of-towners, a couple of Sportsdrome regulars came up and joined us, the Johnson boys, Bo and Logan, up here at the park. An old friend came back. I'm not and this was kind of neat to see him, Mike Kessler.
Yeah.
We just talked about him last week as part of the
he was the inaugural winner of the Toby Eads race. Yeah.
That's what I was joking with him beforehand. And he thought it was kind of neat that he actually still get a mention and also that he didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah. and if we see Mike's car here both nights, Mike usually is an oval specialist, so a lot of times he'll throw somebody else different in the car for the 8.
No slouch on the 8, is it?
No, but he I think prefers to run the oval, so
well, he doesn't fit behind that steering wheel quite as well. So when you get those elbows going, they kind of run into a few things that weren't there 10 years ago.
Yeah, Mike helps a lot of folks down in the southern Indiana racing area. They build a lot of parts and things with his business down there. So good to have him up here this weekend.
And Giovanni Rice out on the track in number 7. That's another fellow. Tough break for Giovanni. Was top in the points and
slipped back to third after a little incident last week. I talked to his dad the other day. It was ended up breaking the spindle is what ended up happening on there in that incident going into one, and that's what caused the tire to come off of it. Well, kind of a freakish thing on the junior fast karts. So he'll be looking to rebound here after having a great start to the year.
That's what Trenton Bliss out there, one of the new kids, one of the rookies this year, the number 36, that bright fluorescent roll cage. There's TV right now looking at Giovanni Rice. He goes through the south end of the racetrack, sweeping through 3 and 4. We'll come on back there and go into the Bliss Mobile 36. And after that, a couple of cats. It's going to be the 60 machine of Nick Ross and battling out with Cohen West's number 33. And then we've got the Dragon Lady, Lily Drago, out there in the purple number 09, falling behind that group. A couple of tough customers here. Let's see if we swing on back there. And there's Lily Drago just coming into your screen.
Yeah, good battle there on TV there with West and Ross there.
Yep. Having a bit of fun. Both those coming off some pretty decent nights of racing so far in 2025 for both those. Yeah. Whoopsie, turn two, look out. As West kind of took a little bit of a challenge there. The 51 came down on him. That's the Adeline Palmer, one of the new kids this season. And kind of ran out of room there briefly in turn number 2, but everybody survived. Gets on through. Palmer slowly getting the moves in. Fast time is still our Bentley Applegate. It's at 16-0. Oh, call me a liar. Corbin West just ripped a 1.5964, sub-16s. Fast little run there for Corbin West. That 0-2 machine of Corbin West, I'll tell you what, he's having a great year.
Yeah, he's on a hot streak, Tori. 3 feature wins in a row heading into tonight, so he's going to look to keep that hot streak active. He's been fast all year and also had a little bit of luck go his way as well. Yeah. So when it's going good, you got to just roll with it.
Yep. Also, Mr. Chance, James Rogers was out on the track that woman, number 27. Balin Arthur, 28 machine. I missed anybody else? I want to make sure I got everybody's name out there because I got a couple of grandmas back home.
Anthony Johnson.
Uh-oh, did I miss Anthony? Oh, sorry about that. Number 73. Another one of the new kids here in 2025. And, boy, they are coming in strong in this junior fast kart field. I tell you, these guys, the folks really coming out for it. Friday night show for these, quick $5 to get in here at the Speedrome. Nice little fun night.
Yeah.
Chance to run them.
And there's been some fabulous racing in the karts so far this season. The kids' karts each week come down to the end, and I can almost guarantee you the senior fast kart races all come down to a late race pass. There's been some great racing. So if you slept on the fast karts, whether it be the juniors or seniors this season, you've missed out on some real exciting stuff so far. Last weekend had some leaders caught up in some lap traffic and had some other ones make some great passes late in the race, battling 2 and 3, 4 wide through traffic. So some great stuff from the juniors and the senior fast karts so far this season. So pay attention to these events tonight.
Also, one thing Bigwood came in, we'll give a quick shout out to everybody at home, especially planning to be here tomorrow. The brand new spring shootout shirts are in. We got them in here tonight if you want to get a sneak up on them and beat everybody else to those, but they are on sale at the Indy Screen Print stand as already got one to get loosey-goosey out there in turn 2, survives and turns on around. He'll be 25 now so far hitting the track today. I saw Brooklyn Bendiger's number 87 out there. 20 machine of Easton Underwood, another one of the new kids here in 2025, and Easton's having a pretty good season so far.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Gets a chance for both that Underwood family to go racing here all the time. Doug on the factory front wheel drives. Easton in the fast karts. Levi Smith, another one out here, part of I guess we got to call that a 4th generation racing family.
Yep.
Grandfather Bill, and then great-grandfather Bill.
Also Ryan Crouch Jr. from that family as well.
Oh, my goodness. The Crouch crowd is back. There you go. Ryan was only with us a couple of times in the past, but
yeah,
nice to see. And once again, with Grandpa retired, Cheyenne Cart gets some hot laps on the 97 machine.
Nice. Another person out there during this group has been a hit on social media here from the last weekend's winners interview. That's Billy Pittman.
Yeah, no, yeah. Frankly, I think basically in the Pittman family, you come out rated R right off the bat. So keep that in mind, folks.
He'll be ready to put on a good show here tonight, I'm sure.
I'm sure now. Yep, 9-figure Billy. Yep.
Wait for that merchandise to hit the
that's
the
what
shelves.
we need. That's what. There you go. Indy Screen Prints. There you go. Indy Screen Print. There's your next one. We need 9-finger Billy shirts.
I'm sure we have some people ready to purchase those.
Yep.
All right, 25 carts have hit the ground so far here in the junior fast carts. Corbin West still atop the board with Bentley Applegate, Kylie Gully. Chris Britton Jr. launches up into the top 5 and 4th there, and Nick Ross rounding out those 5.
That's another one that's really had a nice turnaround.
Yeah.
Both of the Ross kids now.
Nick's gaining a lot of confidence after he's had those runs up front and gotten that feature win, so he's showing that every week.
And it's just part of that development you get to the point where, after they get, we lose track sometimes that these kids are coming in here at 6, 7 years old, and they're racing on up until 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty long career there when you stop to think about it.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun. I was, talked to Lola Banana out there, and, there she's on track now. As a matter of fact, Lola Arthur out on the track, the 88 machine, in 6th grade, and I said, wow. And I realized she's already got 4 years of racing experience under her belt, and she's only in 6th grade.
Yeah, and we're at that time of year, too, where the kids are wrapping up their school time, most of them are, and they'll be transitioning to the next grade up, so the time flies with these youngsters in the division. And as we've talked about before, when they move up to another class, you're like, holy smokes, they've been racing already for 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and they're like 13, 14 years old. So
busy little group.
Yep. Let's see who we've got here.
Nora Hughes is number 19 machine.
Yep.
Mason Hargraves going to give another shot in the number 74. 31, KK Hargraves. 64, there she is. Miss Sparkles herself, Peyton Reidner. 42, another one, new kids, Caden Gully, and the number 1 of Jared Gully. Jared, another one, part of the family that's been here with the Speedrome for quite some time. Grandpa Jerry Gully was a longtime member of the track team here, as well as prior to that, a longtime member of a variety of racing teams, including our old friend Jack Dawsey and company.
Yeah.
And helped out a whole bunch of different teams over the years.
Grandpa Jerry, as you mentioned, I remember him out here when he was working on Guy Strode's car
Guy Strode,
back in the day.
God, yeah. Well, they were neighbors over there.
Yeah.
Over that neck of the woods there, right off of Shelby.
Yeah, Jerry tried to race a little bit, but he realized he was much more helpful in the pit area, and then later on as a track crew for many decades.
Yep.
Lost him a couple years back.
Yep. Indy 500 weekend, and I'm seeing my first of the Funky Flyers out there, but sad to say, I miss the days we see the Goodyear blimp come over and do a couple of flybys.
Yeah, we've had a few flyovers today because, most of those are stationed out at Mount Comfort Airport, which is not too far from here. So we're kind of in the flight path when they're testing those jet fighters out around here on the east side of town. So I've had a few of those today.
Let's see.
There's your green machine out there too, Tori, with the second week on the new paint job for the Melson ride.
Cameron Melson, yeah. Fun kid to chat up.
Yep, another one just young into the experience. 3rd, 4th, 5th week here of racing at the Speedrome, so getting better each time out.
And I think it's time for call for the adult fast carts. Adult fast carts, the on-track gate. Adult fast carts be ready at the on-track gate. Adult fast carts, the on-track gate. Reminder to everybody in the pit area, though, at all times before coming to the gate, make sure you got all your safety equipment on. All safety equipment on and ready to go before coming to the gate, so we don't have any incidents.
Looks like we've got a new top speed up top here, Tori.
Uh-oh. KK Hargraves rocking it out there, 15.953. What's going on here, Scotty and I, as KK?
Nice job.
Is a fast cat.
Nice job. She eclipses Corbin West, who's been on top of the board since early in practice, and Bentley Applegate hanging on to 3rd there in that first group. Kylie Gully 4th, Chris Britton Jr. 5th, and then rounding out the top 10 in this first round of practice, Mason Hargraves, Nick Ross, Giovanni Rice, Cheyenne Clark, and Peyton Reidner. That's your top 10 in the first round of practice for the Circle City Pyrotechnics Junior Fast Carts.
Let's see. Did not see the 03 of Dodson. Saw they were out there. And who else did we miss? Pretty much almost everybody showing up. Well, both Dodson cars, the 03 and the 17. Jadamia and who else?
They may have just got here just as practice is going on.
Going through all this information on My Race Pass. I'm just going through some of the double checking. And other than that, it looks like everybody made it out here for some hot laps in that first group.
Here come the Hankey Marks and Kreider Senior Fast Carts, and as I mentioned earlier, these races have been super exciting all year long. And if you're in the lead with 4 or 5 laps to go, you may be in the worst spot because the lead changes hands many a times throughout the deal. We have 4 and 5 and 6 car packs battling for the lead all race long. So
well, and if you remember the American Club team there with Manny Aguilar and the Jared boys.
Yep.
And at one point we had both the Jared the Gerke kids on the tail at one point.
Yeah, and got back to the
and
front.
Coming all the way back and getting a 1-2-3 finish.
And you mentioned Manny. Manny is the points leader in the senior fast karts. So been a while since we've had Manny atop the standings, so that's good to see. But legitimately, there's 7 or 8 karts that are instantly in the hunt for first place every week. And then another group right behind them that's getting better and better each time out as well. One
out there right now going down the backstretch in blue. That's Leland Hargraves. Shaping up another one of those multi-generational racers out here, but saw his older brother Levi make it through over the years. I guess we'll go ahead and call them all brothers. I think we're much. It's like I said, if the Speedrome family tree is just a line of bushes down the side of the garage. But
got the red flag out. I think we've got a cart stalled. Maybe.
Let's see. No,
I'm not sure. They're checking. Maybe some debris or
something.
something.
Well, no, there's a wheel.
Well, we talked about that last week from the juniors that we rarely see a wheel off, and now here we are for the second time out. And come to find out that was a spindle, as we talked about with Giovanni Rice. We'll have to see what's going on here this time with this one. Looks like the left rear is off of that cart.
And did we just hand it to the driver who lost it to drive it back?
Yeah. That's not AAA service right there.
I'll tell you.
Usually try to help them out.
Well, my best performance on shorter wheel was still Mel Kenyon in a midget a couple decades back.
And that's one of the Gerke carts.
That is. That's a Hayden Gerke number 5.
Yeah.
Losing that left rear, but he drives off with on the other 3.
Yeah.
Carrying his loose one. I mean.
Yeah, well, sometimes, you have some bad luck during the night, and sometimes if you're going to have it, first practice is the time to have it, and then you get a chance to make things better as the evening goes on.
Yeah, but it's just downright cocky when you drive off without carrying the part to go put back on.
Well, there's no trunk to get the spare out of,
No.
And I don't know what size the donut spare would be on these fast carts, but it'd be pretty small.
Yep.
But hopefully it's a deal that maybe it was just loose and something didn't break, so that way they can fix it rather quickly as opposed to having to fix an axle or something.
And at the time, he was the fastest car on the track, so that gives you something.
And I used the line last week. He drove the wheels off of it, Tori.
Yep, one at a time. Danny Dodge is out there in the white number 22. We've got the 23 machine of Little Dale Armor. That's the littlest Dale Armor. Not so little anymore. So I'll talk about Manny. And the new kid on the block, the black number 27 of Marky Griever. Chance to shine for Marky after working and hanging around a bunch of speedromers over the years. Chance to actually climb in the car and go drive it himself. And get some hot laps in for the seniors. And then right into some, that's going to be time for Fords on the oval. Ford oval cars, your practice up next. I don't know if we got some more seniors back there. A bit of a race down the backstretch. What's this with Dale Armour putting a pass on Leland Hargis? And it might be a little bit of a case of making a point.
Yeah, and those are 2 of the drivers that we talked about earlier in that top 8 or 9 group that race for the lead. So most likely these 2 are going to have to make some passes on there for primary positions later on this evening.
I think Dale definitely wanted to make a point since Leland has been one of the fellows that's been able to pull off the wins here lately. Came through the juniors once again, up in the seniors, and so that was a chance to shine a little bit. And Dale now 15.694, fastest lap. 0.3 better than what we got out of Hayden earlier before losing the wheel. So now wait for one of Dale's wheels to fall off. Just kidding, Kristen.
And, of course, Dale got the feature win on opening night and then had a big wreck there the second weekend out and then came back with a strong finish after that, but then had a bumpy last outing or so. So he's wanting to get back up front and showed some great speed there in that first practice session.
He's having one of those elevator seasons where it's up and down, up and down.
Yep.
Trying to see if we got more of the seniors at the gate.
Yeah, I thought I saw 15, 16, 17 on the entry list, so we definitely got another wave coming out here.
Yep. And then some round rounds on the Fords. Curious to see a couple other faces showing up on the Fords because I saw a lot of them getting in late and going chitting and chatting and whatever else, and so I didn't get a chance to go up and meet the drivers. Some folks I've been wanting to meet for a while. Now, I am once again. I'm up here with my own hoppy. I got at least 2 hoppies in the pits now.
Nice.
So I think,
and then we're going to have one tomorrow, I believe, Tori.
And we'll have bonus hoppies. So there you go.
Yeah. Here comes another wave, and then we got that family that keeps growing out here in the senior fast carts as part of this practice session.
I was joking with the Acres. They're up to 4 tonight. Only 4. They say they still got more as soon as they find some more carts.
Nice.
But, I told them they've set up their own little fast cart Ponderosa and just going to start ranching.
Also out here in the group, we're going to have the Bliss machines. Got Gavin in the 36 out here and just moved up from the junior fast carts. We'll see Dad out here as well.
Your favorite, Brooklyn Vinegar's out there.
Yep.
In the adults now.
Runs both classes still.
She can double up with the Grups now.
Yep. So also out here in this group, Scott Stewart Sr. in the 84 machine.
Yellow Submarine. Come on,
Yellow Submarine. Jared Gerke in the Deuce.
Boy, he's having a pretty good season out there.
Yep. As you mentioned, the Acres, the Desiree, Elvin Jr., Jordan.
Yep, I got a first scratch, a double out the buckshot there. Didn't make it around. In fact, didn't make it around to the start.
Yeah, getting checked out there in the infield. We'll see if that maybe is just a pull start situation or what.
Is that Brandon in the double O's track?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's the only one I didn't read off when we were going around through laps, so I would guess that'd be Brandon.
Yep, it was Brandon. So Brandon, who basically launched this whole thing with Brandon and Elvin trying to get into it. Elvin, of course, had that mini late model there for a bit.
A Ford for a little while.
And Brandon's been back and forth with a few. So maybe they finally have settled in. They bring the whole family on board.
Yeah, and Dad Elvin Sr., was one of our fast carts from way back in the day when this got started racing with Tom Toole and John Wilson and
boy,
Chelsea Alsobrook.
Oh, Lord. Toole, of course.
John Farina. and the Plumbers. David Plummer Jr., David Plummer Sr., all the old school ones. So good to see that family continuing on in the class.
Yeah. Gavin Bliss, number 36, nice and shiny.
Yeah, he's been really quick after moving up from the junior class. Had a little bit of bad luck on some finishes here and there, but also has finished on the podium as well.
Yep. So set up for an interesting night in the seniors, and we'll go with Fords up next. Had about just shy of 20 of those in attendance. Not bad at all for a Friday night. Generally, that's a working class kind of division where, they can't just clock out at 3 o'clock early and drive up to the racetrack, or in case the Southern boys, take a half day off. They've still got to pull on a full shift.
Yeah.
So appreciate them all coming out. But here at the Speedrome, we try to make a couple different ways you can enjoy the racing, whether it be in person.
And that's the one thing with the Friday night programs. We don't run Fridays every week, but, we're trying to, with the 8 o'clock start and the 6:30 practice time, trying to give them a little bit of that extra time on Friday as opposed to the times we run on Saturday, with those folks traveling in from work and other distances. So a little later start, but trying to be more friendly to those folks.
And send out the Gator out to get the double out of Brandon Acre and wrap that one up. Do I got any more seniors? I think that was about everybody, wasn't it?
I think that was everybody.
There we go. Ford's up next. Of
course, the senior fast carts presented by the folks at Hankey, Marks, and Kreider. And now the Fords will be coming out, and they're presented by the Outdoorsman Sports Shop. Those folks at the Outdoorsman Sports Shop, a big part of this entire weekend here at the Speedrome is they not only sponsor the Fords on the oval and the figure 8, but they're actually the presenting sponsor for the spring shootout Outlaw figure 8 here this weekend. And they've added a cool prize to that as a big gun safe that's going to be awarded to the winner of the spring shootout.
Now, they tell me that you don't have to put guns in it. You can also put the traction control modules. You can put the put that funky gear, all things you don't want tech to find.
Tire chemicals.
Nobody uses those things anymore. Come on now.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff in there. But cool stuff for the winner of the shootout. It's going to get the gun safe. We've got an amazing trophy that we're going to post here soon to show that, and that's an amazing trophy that we're going to give out. The big cardboard check, for in the $10,000 first place prize, and we got another special surprise with a flag too. As part of that, that'll be announced tomorrow as well. So
there you go.
A lot of cool things going on with the spring shootout tomorrow. You do not want to miss that. If you're here in town, you want to make sure you're here tomorrow night for that, or if you're out of town, make sure and get your Speedrome TV subscription and watch all the great action tomorrow night.
And once again, that's a bit of a treat for folks that are trying to get here to the track tomorrow, especially doing some of the other in-town stuff beforehand. We will be carrying our live YouTube a little bit longer into the qualifying session, but of course we will shut off and go strictly pay-per-view for the racing itself. And we've got a ton of racing for tomorrow night.
And practice starts at 4 o'clock, and racing will get underway at 7.
Yep. All right.
A couple of our out-of-towners out here in this first wave of the Ford cars. The 8 of Kessler and the 00 of Johnson, who I believe may be making his first appearance here at the Speedrome. Of course, the 0 numbers representative of the Johnsons. Back in the day, Raymond with the 0 and Bobby Johnson with the 00. Yeah. I remember from my younger days, so it's good to see those numbers carrying on.
One of our own, the number 24 for Adam Arrington. Having some good success both here on the oval and 8 as well as on the dirt. Last year's Rookie of the Year in the division. Brandon Holford's been kicking their butt on the roundy rounds.
Yep, we got the 62 of Hayden Gardner out there.
Back to play. No.
Applegate, as we talked about early on, the son and the juniors. And
Bentley's daddy got a show now.
Yep.
Boy was fast in the cart.
Yep, up there in the top 5. As you mentioned, Holford, who won the first 2 races of the season here in the Fords on the oval course. He's looking to get back on top here with this 4th outing for the Fords on the oval this year. They got a second car in the stable tonight too. We'll probably see it out here in the second round out of the Cobra Racing stables.
Yep, supposed to be the return of Tristan Riddle, they tell me.
Yeah, Tristan wants to concentrate more on the figure 8 course, but I think he and Billy Riddle are going to do some sharing with that during the season. So we'll see who's driving the oval, who's driving the 8. Also out there, Justin Gully out there during this first wave in the 31.
I'm still got used to him being in a black car. That's a black 31.
Well,
there.
And he has been running 42 the last few seasons too. Now back to the traditional 31 from the family.
Still got the Q-Fab on the side. I guess I remember that one.
Yep.
Of course, Hayden Garner's got another one of your graduates.
Yep, moved up from the senior fast cars. He was Rookie of the Year last year, so getting used to the big, heavy cars sliding around.
Yep. And more to come. There's So's Brendan Holford, so far the fast cat.
Yeah, your guy Arrington there in second. They've been up there in the top 3, almost all season long so far.
Big improvement. And there's coming up number 5 of Tristan Riddle, his 2025 debut. Of course, if Tristan's out on the track, that means your car's safe in the parking lot. So, go on around, Tristan. You're fine.
Tristan, a guy who started in our junior fast kart series out here. Spent some time in the street stalkers out here. And
he's done a little bit of everything, come and gone, and keeps coming back.
There's the Hammer.
There you go.
The 21.
Harold Bruce. This one I missed out on that one. Anthony Jackson. There we go. Anthony Jackson in the number.
He's been out here a couple times in the past, but it's been a little while, so good to see him back out here.
Alexis Hughes in the number 0 came to play.
Yeah.
A couple of our homegrowns here. Josh Gar's number OG of Josh Gar? No.
Yeah. He's out there as well.
26 machine. For some reason they got him down as an OG.
I don't know what it is on the track, but he's helping Alexis out a lot. So
he's in this number 26 machine.
Yep.
And then going to have Hardcastle in number 11, Frank in the number 11 there, and the 54, which are Burkhead of the week, Jimmy Burkhead this time.
Yep.
And in fact, I think he's supposed to be towing cars for me down there in Greenwood. I don't know what he's doing up here at the racetrack.
Maybe he's hoping you won't notice, Tori.
I don't know. He brought me a couple good ones. They were busy down. The Green Police was busy last night.
The night's not over with yet. He may be doing double duty this evening.
He will. He gets a take home, so he gets called, and we get those 3 a.m. pile up somewhere.
Well, you have 4 junior heats and a couple of adult heats. He may be able to slip away and pick something up during that time.
Somebody brought me a really nice Dodge Charger. Had to give it back though. She got her license straightened out.
Oh goodness!
Dad read it.
Yeah. Sometimes it just works out that way.
Well, you know, in tow business, your tow truck is being respectful about the car when they don't get that crayon out and write all the stuff on the windshield. That was, we went out there walking shit. There was not a single thing written on that. I think the guy might have wiped it down, before it got done.
Getting the white flag here on this second round and wrapping up the Ford practice.
Bruce Arrington, I'm kind of rare for me to see the out-of-towners, Logan and Bo, down there at the bottom of the speed chart. I'm always kind of assuming they're going to come out and spank us. Now, Kessler was fifth quick so far out of the 15 taken times.
Yeah, that's expected out of the veteran, to be right up there among the cats up there at the top of the field.
Speedromers, top 4 spots on the charts, led by Brendan Holford at 15.129. Then Bruce, Arrington, Gar, Kessler's fifth quick. Jimmy Burkhead, Frank Hardcastle set, and then the first of the Johnsons.
Yeah, and of those four Speedrome up there, Arrington, relatively new, second season out there, but the other three are veterans around here.
Well, Holford's
that's true.
Holford's on his second.
Yep.
So then you got Bruce and Gar, really the only veterans up there on top. And Jimmy Burkhead, well, he goes back a couple decades worth.
Yeah, but Gar was like an original Ford division guy. Also runs in the street stocks, just like Harold Bruce does.
Yep.
So veterans of the track out there. And
back to the juniors.
Yep, second round here. Fast Friday, $5 Friday, front stretch Friday here.
There you go. Come on in. We got get a little hungry. Got you covered underneath the main grandstand here, as well as the restroom facilities, of course, are open, ready to go. We have shut off the rest of the track just to simplify things, so y'all are going to be spread out here on the front stretch and join us all here. Baking the sun a little bit. Actually, it'll be kind of nice, and this one will be able to warm up a bit in that sun.
Yeah, sun be helpful today.
Don't forget, got the new T-shirts and hoodies all in the Indy Screen Print trailer. Got you covered there. Those spring shootout shirts, got them in gray, black, and blue this time out.
I think I'm going to head down there before we go to the national anthem tonight and pick up mine, Tori.
I got one of the blue ones. Yeah. Of course, he liked me best. And he also let me know. Thank Mr. Breedlove. Filled out a big order for Jesse Tunney's shirts, number 57 car. Got those for his squad, and then he's got more for sale in the trailer. Jesse Tunney, number 57, Outlaw Cars. He'll be with us tomorrow night in the shootout. Mark Tunney's got some new shirts down there at the Indy Screen Print trailer. And then, of course, a huge selection of all the other stuff they got going on.
Yeah, I picked up a Legend shirt, a Ford Division shirt, and an Outlaw shirt early this season for 2025. So got a lot of different varieties down there.
I still want a 9-figure Billy Pittman. I'm telling you that.
Is there a suggestion box down there, Tori?
I think we need to. I need to go. Wild Ride of Turn 4. Got to watch one of my.
That's Colton Mason there flying through the corner.
I tell you, got a chance to meet his dad Cody, who I guess tore up his. Whoa, Colton's a bit sideways. Messed up his mini late model up in Painesville, apparently.
Yeah.
And has another one on order. Plan on bringing that out here another week or two.
That's good. That's good. It should be a nice field of those as Garrett Fox got his first career figure 8 win last week at Painesville, and the first figure 8 for the minis ever outside of the Speedrome.
Yep. And now the footnote to that one has got to be the fact Garrett Fox was a legend car driver, and a lot of people figure you stick your pinky out there for some of this stuff, but really took similar to Xavier King, really took to the figure 8 quite strong.
Yeah.
And to see him pick up the win, especially on a tricky little track like Painesville.
Yeah, and he's someone that's mentioned to me he would really love to get into the big cars at some point. So really building a figure 8 resume in the minis right now, and hopefully we can see him in the big cars here in the near future.
Interesting name atop the speed chart of this group, the 09 of the Dragon Lady, Lily Drago. At a 16.402. Nice. Our new kid, Anthony Johnson, orange number 73, a 16.698 and change. Let's see, James Rogers at 27, 16.7, 16.9 for our Human Highlights tape, Colton Swinford in the 44. Everybody else 17 and above. So, like a couple of new kids there still trying to find some speed, and some will tell you, find the speed later. Let's keep it on the track right now.
And I'm sure it's tricky for these karts, with the breeze out there right now and the sun in and sun out, and things like that for these youngsters. And of course, they've probably been anxious and waiting all week to get on the track, circled this Friday to get on the track. So
shake off the nerves. Now, for this one, for track conditions, those do keep track. Yes, asphalt tracks do change, not quite as dramatically as a dirt track will. But obviously, if, for example, today it's been a cloudy day, breezy. It's not a. Its track is actually relatively cold to speak of. We had some severe rains over the week, and that has really washed anything on the racetrack. So there's no rubber down there, no groove really to talk about.
Yeah.
And these tires, the new ones they got now seem to be working pretty good. They've had to relearn a brand new tire here in this class for this year, and I think they're getting the hang of it. But there's still a bit to work out on that one. And we'll see now tonight how well they do on a cold green track. No sun really to warm things up all day today. And who we got here? Got number 12, Gene Kylie Gully, who was fast in that first group. Number 20 of Underwood, Easton Underwood. Followed by my little buddy, Cameron Nelson's in the green machine, 17 in. 33, everybody's fast cat of Colin West. Balin Arthur's number 28. 64 of Peyton Reidner. 74 of Mason Hargraves is on the track in this group, as is both Ross brothers. There we go, 62 of Brian and 60 of Nick Ross, both on the track at the same time. And it's Kylie Gully, fast cat again, 16061, 16061. Kylie Gully's got things figured out in that cart. Those Gully family boys, I tell you, the big boys taking care of things.
Yeah, consistent speed out of both rounds of practice so far.
Colin West just got us a 15.9, though, just to say neener to the whole group.
Yeah, he's kind of been the one they've been shooting out here the past couple weeks as far as speed and success in feature competition.
Yep, a couple others picking up some nice ones. There's Brian Ross, 16.113.
And
Nick 16.196. Easton Underwood, new kid, 16.284. Nice little group of them crowding together. Easton Underwood's number 20 machine, the 74 Mason Hargrave, 64 Peyton Reidner. And got to give a shout out for Easton. He's basically won in his first season, and the other ones right behind him, they've all got a couple of years under the belt already.
Yeah. I joked last week that Dad's going to have to hold him off from keeping to get him in the front-wheel drive here soon. So he's done a good job here in his first few weeks of competition. So
Colin West, top of the charts, 15.964. Kylie Gully, there you go, into the 15s as well, 15.991. Nice times for a couple of new faces.
Yeah. Got those Ross boys in third and fourth, and their times are nearly identical, so that's pretty cool right there. And rounding out the top five is our newcomer, Easton Underwood.
It's the power of those Boyden Bakery donuts you see in the Ross boys there.
Yeah, looks like we got one stalled there and turn two just after.
Peyton Ryder's number 64 comes to a stop outside of 2.
I hope that's not a sign. She's had a tough last week or two of racing out here. It seemed like last week if something fell out of the sky, it fell right in front of her.
Yep. And she's one of kind of curious. Good example. One of the skills you learn doing this kind of stuff, and I'll say this about a lot about any kind of sport you get into, and you don't have to dedicate. You don't have to make yourself just absolutely mad about it. But you learn a lot of skills. One is confidence. And this young lady's a good example of what you got in just a solid block of confidence out there. We've seen a couple other youngsters doing this racing stuff.
Yeah.
And you might call it cocky even, but it's just a confidence in what they're doing.
Yeah.
And in the case of Peyton, she does other things. Like we talked about last time, she's made the high school cheerleading squad. So.
Yeah.
Now, of course, because she's easy to throw.
Yeah.
But
and I tell you what, they've got a nice senior fast card in the stable there. I wouldn't be surprised at some point during the year where Dad Roger put her in the senior fast cart. Maybe get some experience.
Put Roger in there.
Yeah, Roger talked about doing a little racing at the start of the season, but we've yet to really see him out there.
Been here with us for Raj. We're talking to you now. Been with us forever. I can't think if he's ever climbed behind the wheel, has he?
Yeah, he actually registered the senior fast card under his name, but we've yet to see him here. So not sure whether we'll see him or Peyton maybe next in it. But
I think we got to talk to Mama and say, hey, you got to let the boy go and get him a chance behind the wheel.
Yeah, we'd like to see Dad at least give it a shot. Like you said, he's been out here forever, since he was born, basically.
Yep. Of course, Steve Reidner, of course, a longtime racer in the old Pro Stock division.
Yep, former feature winner in the Pro Stock division, Polar Ice 64. I'm sure Steve's listening, so.
Yeah. Well, I seem to remember a few more of Steve Reidner's rides that he didn't want to brag about. I think one might involve a aluminum swimming pool, a kid's swimming pool.
Oh, that sounds like a story.
Yeah. Well, I know. Well, there was the corrugated siding one time. He had to just straight off the bar.
That could come in handy.
Straight off the shed there. It might have been the roof there, but that had to make the side one time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Got our next wave of Circle City Pyrotechnics Junior Fast Cards out here in the
New
final
one on
round
top
of practice.
The charts there. Another one. Boy, the West boys are rocking it tonight.
Nice.
Corbin West, 15.873. Scott and I, what are these kids? I tell you what, they definitely put some Pepsi in their Wheaties this morning.
And that's really impressive because Cohen, is still just in the second season, so had a feature win under the belt, but getting the experience. Corbin's got a lot more laps under his belt, so expect him to kind of be up there. But good to see Cohen up there now in the second spot. Got a good battle going on here on the screen. 3 or 4 drivers under a blanket. These kids are going to race anytime you put them out on the track, whether it's practice, heat races, or not.
Yep.
But fun to see them mix it up there on the backstretch with West and the 42 of Gully.
Shine Clark, 6 quick. Another one of those hot laps for her, definitely, I think, going to help out.
Yeah.
Corbin at 15.8. Well, that's just sweet. Kai Gully holds on to 3rd. Let's see. Cheyenne, 6 quick. Easton Underwood still for the newbie. 7th quick for the number 20 machine. Mason Hargraves, 8th quick. My little JoJo Bunny, Giovanni Rice, 9th quick. And, hey, Lola Arthur in the 88. And now I got a chance to talk to Dad. He's awful glad he only doesn't have to drive tonight, so he can concentrate on all the kids' cards.
Well, let me tell you, he's going to be a busy camper tomorrow.
Yep, it changes tomorrow.
He's going to be driving the Mini Outlaw in the oval and figure 8. Mm-hmm. And he's going to make his return as the pace car driver in the spring shootout.
Oh, Lordy.
So we put him in there for the 3-hour last year, but unfortunately we had some mechanical issues, so he didn't get much time on track. But we're going to have him behind the wheel of the pace car. He's the points leader in the Mini Outlaws, so we'll put him to work tomorrow in the spring shootout after he does double duty there in the Mini Outlaws earlier in the evening. So still a busy night for Nathan, but a normal night for Nathan.
I was going to say, yep.
I think this might be our final group here, Tori, of the junior fast carts here on this last round of practice here on Friday.
Yep, senior fast carts, the on-track gate, please. Seniors, the on-track gate. Seniors, the on-track gate. I did think we had a couple kids that did not come out at all.
We'll see if they come out in this wave here, Tori.
Yep.
We've got Applegate, and
Pittman,
Vinegar, Gully.
I thought we lost a couple.
Nora Hughes. Out in this wave here, a KK Hargraves, who was atop the board.
She was. That was very interesting there. Curious if she's going to pull that off again. Nice little lap on that one.
Yeah, we'll see what she's learned.
I'm wondering if they slipped Chad Sizemore in there. He did one of those bonsai runs of his. He's about the same size, if you notice.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course that kart's very experienced around here. Yes. Older brother John Jr., piloted it to many wins.
And so does Chad.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We're different directions now.
Yeah. Here we go. We got them cranked up to speed here, and we'll see if KK Hargraves can put up another great time as she did in the first round of practice.
Chris Britton Jr.'s number 57, as he's had missed out a little bit on the early part of the season. Looks like they're catching their groove.
Yeah, won the feature a couple weeks ago, but last week was out in front, had some bad luck, got tangled up with a lap car late in the event. So a roller coaster ride of luck the past few weeks for Britton.
Our buddy Neeser K saying hi from Florida. I know we had Riley from Pennsylvania in the stands tonight.
Nice.
Yep. So
in town for the Indy 500?
I guess so. No, spring shootout. You don't show.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He might go out to the east side or to the other side. What side of town to see? He's heard something about having a race out there.
Yeah, they can 500-mile shootout or whatever it is.
He's got. He really had a coupon for the beef house, but
Applegate jumping up into the top 5 here from this last group.
Bentley. Showing up, Dad.
Yeah.
That's true. His lap times are about. We may have to look back at the charts on that one.
Remember the old match races between the USAC Midget and the Outlaw car? Maybe we've got another one brewing here in the Applegate family. Maybe we can get some sort of match race going on.
Oh, now I got me curious here.
Bentley moves up to 3rd there right at the end, just behind the West duo. Kylie Gully 4th, and Cheyenne Clark rounding out the top 5. Brian Ross, Nick Ross, Billy Pittman, Easton Underwood, and Chris Britton Jr., your top 10.
Let's see. Bobby Applegate's best time was a 15.629. So
that's not too bad, though. A couple of tenths off there. We got a 15.9.
Yeah. Bentley with a 15.9. Ooh.
Yeah, we got a match race brewing.
So Bentley's only 3 tenths off of where Dad was. Bob.
We got a match race brewing here, Dad.
Yeah,
Dad, we might put you and son head-to-head here out here.
Yep.
Little spectator drags action, one-on-one.
Oh, here's one of our new kids. Didn't get a chance to see earlier.
Oh, we do have a couple carts.
Yeah, this was I'm pretty sure just totally brand new. I saw them. They were actually like unloading in the parking lot. I think they were trying to coordinate everything. So
we'll confirm these numbers when they come across here and who we got. Yeah, I don't recognize one of them.
Yeah, that's the Dodson kids. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's Justin and Jamea, I think was the other.
Yeah, the 03 of Justin Jr.
Yep.
And then we got
Jedemiah. There we go.
Yeah, Jedemiah Dean Dotson in the 17 machine. And we've seen that cart, the 17, out a couple times this year, but the 03, I think, is fairly new.
Well, parts thereof.
So looks like an experienced machine there.
Yeah. A little bit more lap time, seat time for the driver.
Yeah.
And this may be where this little practice session can come in pretty handy.
Yeah, good thing they got over to the gate, though, because it would have really sucked to start off on heat race action. So at least get some laps under their belt before we wrap up practice for the junior fast
the
karts.
03, and once again, learning how to do it. One of the things that is difficult to adjust to is basically have to flat foot this all the way around.
Yeah.
But that also means you do have to fight that steering and get it back down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah.
He's letting it have a little bit too much of its own head, as they say.
Yeah.
And
that's something with them being laid out here and not being in a bigger group of cars, maybe other cars to judge off the line and things like that, where there's only a couple carts out there working on the handling there.
But, the other thing I tell them when somebody says, well, what I can do better than that, well, you're welcome to do so. It's really easy to join one of these. There's a lot of those carts for sale in the Speedrome pages there, and you can welcome to join the group. It does take some dedication, some work, and just willingness to go out there and climb behind the wheel. And these folks are the kids that have been able to do it and willing to do it. And as they get some more seat time, get better at it, and you're just going to improve at it, what it boils down to. Nobody's hits home run their first time at the plate. And so there you go. Get some laps in, Justin and Jedemiah. And let's see who won between the two of them. Let's see. I got a 18.904. 18.124 for Justin had the fastest lap. 18.124. So there you go. Justin gets bragging rights. 18.124, the fastest of the two. Jedemiah 19.7. 19. No, let's see. 19.4. Nope. And a 19.7 for Jedemiah. So.
Yeah, and you got to remember these two didn't get out the first round of practice, so this was their first time on the track here this afternoon. So
I think that's their first time period. I thought Jedemiah came out for a couple laps previous.
She's been here before this season.
Okay, I couldn't remember if Justin had.
Once or twice maybe, but Justin I don't think's been on track. So now we're going with the senior karts, and they'll be looking to put up times here during this round to help set their heat race lineups for this afternoon. We'll probably split the field in half maybe. For this round of practice.
Cleveland Hog Race back out in the blue number 08. Marky Griever in the black number 27. Going to have the very, very shiny and sparkly number 36 of Gavin Bliss. 23 of your fave, Dale Armour. 22 of Daniel Dodge out there. And who else got Justin Bliss in kind of a plain Jane cart for that group. Then number 63. Oh, there you go. Defending champ Mark Purvis in number 91, who's on a bit of a struggle bus these days, and I think he's definitely
he's gotten some good finishes so far this season. Just hasn't been able to put it in winner's circle yet, which I'm sure he'll be waiting to do. And also Jetty Jones out here in this group.
Yep, Jetty Jones number 75 got a new number operation. She was pretty proud of. Well, Racy in turn number 3 and 4.
3 wide,
I tell you. And once again, I think it is. A friend of mine would say BDE going on out there, and a little bit of, mine's bigger than yours on that one. I think some challenges are being cast in hot laps.
Yeah, and again, this round of practice for this division, these times are important, so they're not messing around and trying to put up the best lap they possibly can. And as you mentioned, there's a couple of 3-car teams out there, and, there's also inter-team battles between those folks and versus the other teams. So, setting the early pace is important.
Justin Bliss had a 15.761. Purvis 15.778. Armour 15.8. So you got what is it? Half a tenth of a second between your top 3 right now. Armour's got some clear sailing. Can he do anything with it though? And
white flag last time around for all these drivers.
15.801. Trying to see about pick anything else up. 15.7, 15.7, 15.8, 16.0, 16.4. 15.9 for Leland. Checkers flying. Armour could not pull off any faster on his. Ditto for Justin Bliss. He's topped out. Purvis goes second quick there. Chance to climb on up. And coming here about his last, he's struggling here in 2025. Keep in mind, he went all season for his championship season. Was it just one win for the whole year? So,
yeah. But he's been one of those drivers just super smart and consistent and gets great finishes and things where some of the others may risk it all a lot and put it in the infield a few times, where he's good at finishing races. And
he was there at the checkers all the time.
Yep, and then once he got that first win there about mid-season, you could just see the confidence build on him, and he powered his way to the first career championship through the rest of the campaign.
Yep.
Justin Bliss atop after that first group, and the aforementioned Purvis in second, Dale Armour third, Leland Hargraves fourth, and Danielle Dodge rounding out the top five. That first wave, as we see the second wave of senior fast karts come out.
Turn of Acres, ladies and gentlemen.
Plus we've got
your points leader,
yep.
Manny.
A couple
American
of the
Club.
Veteran drivers there at the front of the field between Manny
Senior League,
and Scott Stewart Sr.
AARP eligible. And then on the other, you still got folks who are in the Scholastic Book Club with Vinegar and a few of the strays out there. It's
I remember those days at the old book fair.
Yep,
excited when they come up at school and pick up some new books.
Get the newest edition of Flat Stanley and we get ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Hayden Gerke out there.
Elvin, and then the new kid, Desiree, in the 77.
Yep.
And nice little, they have worked hard, got their whole scheme working. I guess they're planning on covering all the carts and matching.
Yeah, that's a nice paint job they got on the side of there, matching carts.
It's not paint.
Well, you're right.
It's 2025.
It's vinyl, just like those commercials we hear on the radio.
Yeah, exactly.
There's you see Manny on your screen as he starts to work up to speed. Of course, setting these quick times takes a good lap or two to get these carts up to speed with the centrifugal clutch.
Yep.
But once they get up to speed, they'll put some good times on the board.
Ford's the on-track gate, please. Ford's the on-track gate. Ford's for the oval practice. On-track gate, pretty please.
Looked like we had a trouble for the 00 once again. It's pulled in the infield kind of as we took the green flag. That's 2 practice sessions.
And another one, the Jordan Acree also with him this time. So
yeah,
tough break on the Acree clan. Hayden
now we got a third one coming in.
That's Hayden. Remember, lost that tire in the earlier.
Oh, yeah. So I don't see any parts coming off of it, so I don't know what the problem is there. But didn't get a real good time in either.
No.
So we'll see how this winds out as we've got 3 cars there and a wad there. The 2 Acree cars, as you see with that new vinyl paint scheme with Manny Aguilar working through the middle there. Justin Bliss still atop the board here so far in this wave of practice. Again, the speed picking up lap by lap as the white flag now comes out for this group. The first to see it is Scott Stewart Sr. with about 4 or 5 carts there right behind. Coming around for the checkered, and we'll see if any of these folks can break into the top 5 here. Manny up to 4th so far out of this group. Checker flag is out for Henke Marks and Kreider Senior Fast Karts. And that'll do it for their practice. The rounding top 5 here for the group. Justin Bliss hangs on to the top time. Mark Purvis second. Dale Armour third. Manny Aguilar, the 4th quickest driver here. Leland Hargraves 5th. Danielle Dodge. Gavin Bliss. Brooklyn Vinegar, Desiree Acree, and rounding out the top 10 is Elvin Acree Jr. in the 7 machine. That's your top 10 speeds here in the Henke Marks and Kreider Senior Fast Kart Hot Lap qualifying.
Slightly quiet time for the fast carts. Hey, heads up for the fast carts. Heads up for the fast carts. We wrap up the Ford Oval practice. There will be a drivers meeting for all fast kart drivers, seniors and juniors. Seniors and junior fast karts. There will be a drivers meeting for senior and junior fast karts at the pit office garage. Drivers meeting for senior and junior fast karts in the pit office garage following the Ford Oval practice. Drivers meeting for both divisions of fast karts in the pit office garage following this practice. And we got a fellow we hadn't seen for a little bit. Said he wants to come back. Guess what? He fooled us.
Who's that?
Number 17. It's Andrew Brown.
Oh, nice.
Or wait a minute. We'll double check, make sure it's him and the car. Ooh,
mystery.
Our little board gave us a blank for the name.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pride goeth before the fall.
Yeah, we're going to look at the My Race Pass app and we'll see the sign in there.
I got it now. You know, I'm the stalker.
Yeah.
I
could tell you somebody that we had.
Andrew Brown.
Yep, Andrew Brown back 2 weeks in a row.
And we're going to fly some birds, and somebody's going to read the manual. We got a little bit of everything out here.
Nice.
Got the 110 Isaac manual. I did still have a chance to catch him, see if that's one of Joe's kids.
Yes.
It is. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't get a chance to verify.
Well, because that was Joe's number 2 in the front-wheel drive, the 110.
That's why I was pretty sure about it.
Yep.
So there you go. It's a bit bigger than Bill. It's the biggest car. I think Joe. Yeah, Joe did drive a stocker at one point, I think.
Yeah, but Joe was part of the Bevel Street Boys back in the day with Brad Brooks.
Yep.
And a few of those folks that got into racing here at the Speedrome.
And we have an interesting situation now. I've got a battle here between Manuel and the 110, the 139 of Bird.
Nice.
James Bird in a battle here for position. And I think for the first time, James Bird racing career, he actually had to tap the bumper of the car in front of him a couple times.
New circumstances for James there.
Wait a minute. Here you go. Chance to get him out of shape there. Going out to 3 and 4. Oh, Bird loses it. Almost throws it all away. We'll try to recreate that for you someday on the
it doesn't take much to get us excited about this stuff.
No, it doesn't.
Hey, and we talk about the old wily veterans there. Mike Kessler now up atop the top time sheets.
Do you think he was laying low earlier in the earlier hot lap session?
Yeah, it kind of shook the Speedrome rust off as it's the first time Kessler's been here in 2025, and now he's ready to go here in practice session number 2.
Yep.
Adam Arrington, last year's Rookie of the Year, second quickest so far, and there's the veteran Andrew Brown.
Yep, and he's probably still got his dirt setup on because I think.
Yeah, but some of these guys were expecting to race last night over at Circle City, but unfortunately weather got in the way there and show didn't happen.
Gig.
So it was talking about it's chilly out there right now. It was bitterly cold last night.
It was very rough. It was tough to get in there, but
and they ended up getting some precipitation too as the evening went on.
Yep, it was very, very nasty. A good chance to call it a bad break for the Van Meters. Of course, they've been working so hard to get that show on the road.
And those sprint cars are a good show over there.
Mother Nature just not cooperating with the dirt track here in 2025, but hopefully get through this wet season.
So some of these folks have been anxious because they thought they were going to get on track last night and now have to switch it over to the asphalt to get on track here this evening.
Well, I figured you were literally looking at the opportunity to take your Ford and run 3 different tracks, 3 different formats in one weekend.
Yeah. Here. Dirt oval, or paved oval, and then figure 8.
Figure 8. Yep.
Yeah. You know, somebody else we haven't seen today, speaking of dirt and asphalt, is Big Red.
Big Red. That's true. Where's Zach? Where's the Orange Crush?
You figure with the Hunter.
I didn't see any constables in the pit, so I don't think that's what's keeping away this time. I mean, the Swinford kid showed up. Where's Zach?
Yeah.
He might. I guess I can picture Zach taking a weekend off to do.
Yeah. Well, then again, he probably doesn't need much practice. He can just show up here a little bit and jump on the tail.
Yep. A couple we are going to definitely watch. Oh, sweet little car there. Hop on top, the 00 of Logan Johnson out there going through the south end. And he's going to be joined by his brother, Bo Johnson, who's been here a couple times here. He's playing Zero Machine.
Yep.
So there you go. Some Raymond's family. Of course, the return of Tristan Riddle and the silver and purple, we're going to call that.
Yeah.
Okay, silver, kind of purple, kind of blue, kind of something got left over the bottom shelf of the paint shop.
Yeah.
5 machine.
Got our guy Applegate out there.
Yeah, he's got to go faster than the Bentley, so Bobby's got to do good tonight.
Veterans Frank Hardcastle, Josh Garr, a couple of longtime Ford competitors out there.
And a chance to watch an interesting battle right now, and that is Alexis Hughes was going up against Logan Johnson there for a bit and gets around him. Alexis, I tell you, that little lady has definitely taken to these big cars. You think you're coming off the junior fast cars and almost immediately climb right into a Ford, win right out of the box.
Really, Tori, in about a span of about 16 months, she won a junior fast car feature, a senior fast car feature, and she won a Ford oval feature last year. So that's pretty impressive stuff for a young lady who's, just barely old enough to be out on the street driving. So
that's basically an Irvington trifecta there.
Yeah, in a short amount of time.
Yep. And they've already been taken around to other racetracks, checking things out. So, looking for good things out of Alexis over the next couple of years. See what happens there.
3 cars in this group already eclipsing the time of Kessler.
Oh, man. Our buddy Holford back on top. Harold Bruce, Josh Garr. Arrington holding on top 5 again.
Yeah, and remember, Harold means business because he's in all caps.
Yep, he does.
The hammer means business. He's in all caps here on the My Race Pass app, so don't count him out. Remember that one of the last oval features we had, he was leading and got caught up in lap traffic with a lap or two to go, so he'll be looking for some revenge there.
Well, no, we don't say revenge. You don't want to say revenge. Mama's down there. Got to get her going again.
Yeah.
You don't use that.
Yep.
Don't use the R word.
But 18 Fords here on a Friday night. That'll be a good show here tonight in a 40-lapper.
40 laps on the roundy round.
Yep.
And just as many tomorrow on the 8.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be even surprised to see another one or two sneak in here off the street being on a Friday evening.
I just realized that was perfect timing. Practice scheduled in at 7:30.
Did I get the agenda right? I do that every once in a while.
TikTok Nye over there. Hey, attention to the pit air. All fast car drivers, all divisions, all fast car drivers, both divisions will throw it out there. We have a drivers meeting right now over in the pit office garage. We need all fast car drivers, both divisions to the pit office garage for a drivers meeting. All fast car drivers to the pit office garage for a drivers meeting at this time. And yes, parents, you can accompany your children. We just don't need some extra children and such. You'll get a little crowded in there. And we'll get a quick drivers meeting for the fast car division, both adults and the juniors, at the pit office garage at this time. So we need all fast car drivers to the pit office garage for a drivers meeting at this time. Pretty please. We do not need any Dunnigans out there.